What is up, my people? I feel a bit weird. Something's just happened to me, which doesn't happen to me too often these days. I just got absolutely bummed by a new attack that I've never seen before. And this is weird because it also comes from the Scotch that I used to play. So, my opponent, Cantona 8, or Cantona 8, I don't know, from Wales, rated mid 1400s, so reasonably strong blitz player, absolutely took me to the cleaners. And the weird thing is that it's all kind of natural moves, and I lost, I think, in 11 moves here. So, first things first, let me take you through the game. E4, E5, and knight to F3. Now, I was thinking, shall I play the Latvian Gambit? And I thought, you know what, let's play it a bit more safe and go for my previous kind of Freddy Krueger repertoire against the Italian or the Spanish or whatever. So I play knight C6, and we get the Scotch with pawn to D4, right? And I know what I'm doing, so I'm expecting the Steinitz, okay? So I'm take here, then white takes back, and you bring the queen out, and I kind of know what I'm doing. Should be all right in 5-minute blitz here. But white does not do this. White throws a curveball. White plays knight to G5. Now, please let me know if this attack has a name, because he's gambited a pawn, right? So I've taken here, and he hasn't recaptured. He is instead going in with this knight. Now, obviously I can't take with the queen because it's guarded by the bishop. So I play a very natural looking move. I play pawn to H6, right? Mistake. Knight takes F7 check. I'm like, oh god, here we go. Here we go. Right, king takes. Obviously, my queen and my rook are forked. And now out comes the bishop with check. Okay, I drop the king back to E8. I figure I'm all right, you know. Queen comes out here. I can block with a knight there. I was even drawing these things. Queen does not do that. What does the queen do? Of course, the queen plays queen H5 check, right? And here's the problem. I can't push G6. Can't push G6 because I've already pushed H6 to kick the knight away. Okay. So I'm in a spot of trouble. Queen comes into F7. I move back to D6, that's forced. The other bishop comes out with check. I come here, queen comes here, and wherever I go now, I'm absolutely buggered because, whatever I do, it's going to be mate in 1. And I lose. And that's 8 points, right? Gone in 1 minute and 10 seconds on my clock, right? He plays this in 27 seconds. Now, this is one thing. One thing is, okay, look, I got punked. I got proper, done over by this opening. But what gets me is, I've never seen it before. I don't think I've ever seen it before, right? So, the weird thing is then, I go onto opening tree, okay, and I type in Cantona 8 and look at this guy's history. Yeah, okay. So, he's an E4 player, right? We know this. Does all right, like over 6,000 games on chess.com, right? And you can do this. This is free. You can suck everyone's data in and whatever. Okay, so he's an E4 player against D5, right? He plays knight to F3. Okay, fair enough. And most people play knight to C6. And then what does he play? Well, number one, historically, he's played bishop B5. Okay, so he's played 900 Roy Lopez's. Bishop C4, the Italian game, he's played 300 of them. He's played 84 two knights, right? How many Scotches has he played? Well, 47 according to this, but it's a bit odd. But from that position, he's lost 32 and won only 23 games. So we are not talking a Scotch specialist here, right? From this position, okay. E takes D4 is the most common. Again, he's lost more than he's won. And he's played this knight to G5 move 38 times from this position. And he's tended to lose. Okay? So this is not, I'm there thinking, I bet this guy's like 300 of his points have come from this weird opening. So let's quickly analyze the game. And I look at the analysis here, and I realize that actually at one point in the game, it's -3 in black's favor, right? This is a totally dubious opening. Okay, I take a knight in here. This is a mistake. Black is already in a good position. Okay, now, what do I do wrong? Well, I play pawn to h6. Pawn h6 apparently is excellent if I follow it up correctly. Right, knight takes f7 is another mistake. King takes is best here. Okay, and now bishop out there with check is best, but I can't. Here's the weird thing, mate in 6, that's what I got, right? I had to play my king out to g6. And that's what's totally unintuitive about it, right? So let's say I play king out to g6. It's -3, right? He's just given up a piece. I can carry on developing. It looks really, really weird, and your opponents aren't going to play it. So let's now go over to the Leach Database. I'll have this set to, 1600 to 2000, right? Fair enough. Okay, let's go through the moves, and I'll show you here how to defeat this if you see it, but also you may be inclined to go, that looks cheeky, that looks nasty, that looks dirty, I'm going to try it for myself, okay? The Scotch Game. Now, e takes d4, most popular move, right? And knight takes d4 we see a lot, bishop c4, we see c3, and then this weird ass knight g5, right? Fourth most popular move. How often isn't it played? 1% of the time. The reason is probably because it's bad, unless your opponent is worse. Hello. Okay, now, look at this. h6 is the #1 most played move. Played 1 in 3 times, and it basically loses, right? Because if you play h6 and they take, and bishop comes out with check, you have to know to put your king here, right? And you're not going to know that because it's like, what? Totally unintuitive, right? But everything else, absolutely fine for black, okay? Best move here, according to the machine, bishop e7 is fine. Even just e5, right? Don't tickle the knight. Don't do that. You don't need to do that. Let's say bishop here. Okay, so how does it go from here? Well, most white players, because he's not done with his tricks yet, this little fella, will take anyway. Now it's -4 for black, okay? You are totally winning. Can you go ahead and take the knight? Yeah, you can take the knight, but you've got to tread carefully, okay? Because now they'll come out with check. Now what would you play here? Right? The point is you can't just go back here because the queen's going to come out with check, right? And that's going to be tough, right? But still, you are still actually better because you've not moved the h-pawn, because you can now move g6, right? But the best move here, king e8. King e8 is the most common move. You can just play king f8 as well. But let's look at the king e8 line because it's going to be the most natural, okay? They're going to come out with check and you can do this, right? Now they come across to here. Now, again, you've got to tread very, very carefully, right? This is weird. Look at this. White wins 77% of games from this position, okay? They're threatening mate in 1. But, according to the machine, it's -3.3. So black is in actually a winning position. But it's really, really tricksy. Okay, now, this is what you've got to do, right? How do you stop the queen coming in with checkmate? Right? Lots of things have been tried. Knight to e5. Knight to e5 can protect this square, yeah? That works. Let's have a quick look at that. What do they do here? Queen takes e5, right? They just win the knight, right? Pointless. So knight e5, that don't work. What you've got to do, right? Bishop b4, check. And then just go c3, okay? But then you can move your queen out to here, defending this square. And you're just winning, right? If they take your bishop, you would capture with your knight, Okay, what they're going to do, the most common move, Queen F7 check anyway, is the most common move. You might also see Queen A5, but you're also threatening this. Okay, so let's go. Yeah, Bishop G5 is also played. Lots and lots of things here. You just trade off, and you win the bishop, and you go on to win the game. So wow, what a tricky one, and it appears to have no name. Chess.com has no name for this crazy Scotch attack, this gambit. Leach Database doesn't have a name for it. What the hell's it called? I don't know. If you can tell me, please add it in the comments. But if you're looking for a very, very cheeky and highly dubious way to attack with the white pieces, you might try this. But if you play E4, E5, Knight F3, Knight C6, you're going to face the Scotch. And if you play like the mainline Scotch and take the pawn, you're going to have to be ready for this one. It's only played in 1 in 100 games, but it does get unreasonably, unfeasibly good results for white. So just a warning, be safe out there, guys. Be prepared. Thanks for watching. See you soon.